born without legs, our next guest wanted to develop a crutch that gave him better mobility and more independence, and it's really catching on. Even celebrities like Kobe Bryant have used his products. Please welcome from Keen Mobility, Vail Horton. Good to have you with us.
Good to be here.
Hey, Vail.
Hi.
Let's talk about the fact you were born now without legs. Is that correct?
These are fake legs, and these arms don't work well. This one doesn't bend, and I'm sort of a what you see is what you get kind of guy.
So tell us how you got around for most of your childhood and into your adulthood.
Most of the time I crawled around, and one year my older sisters got one of those very first skateboards that was pink and really narrow and had the real rubber wheels, and I stole it from her and she cried, and my mom didn't know what to do, but I used that to get around, and even to this day I use a skateboard when I'm not wearing my prosthetics. Yeah. And then at 4 we went to UCLA and Stanford to get legs, and they both said no, so we had to go to New York, and there they don't take no for an answer. There we go.
Tell us about this picture.
Yeah.
That's right after the Rusk Institute at New York put me in legs, and we sent that to UCLA and Stanford and said, put little children in this situation in legs because they'll be more independent when they grow up.
Now, why do the West Coast hospitals not want to give you?
We're a little bit behind the times. The East Coast is a little bit faster than us.
You have such a good attitude, and I'm curious if you always have had that attitude and if your parents had that attitude?
My parents do have a great attitude. My mom tells me stories that she would sit me in the grocery cart, and the person doing the register would say, why is your child so happy? And she said, because we give him happy pills. I don't know.
That's just you.
That's just me. What else are you going to do?
Tell us about what you've come up with.
I started a company that's, because Medicare pays for durable medical equipment, wheelchairs, walkers, canes, there's nothing to incentivize a manufacturer to innovate products the way cell phones are innovative, the way the Segway is. So our competitive advantage is that we sell direct to the hospitals and the nursing homes and the assisted living, and because of that we get to put really high quality products on the market for the same cheap prices. And so from a business perspective, that's what we do. But also, we want people to be more safe and more comfortable, and we want them to have self-esteem. So instead of people saying, hey, what happened to you, we want them to say, hey, cool Crutch is. And with the elderly, instead of saying, here's the cane, and the elderly saying, oh, I don't want a cane, it makes me look old, we want them to say, oh, I want the blue one or the red one. Or
now, how did that affect you growing up? I mean, people had to have come up and say things that they don't know any better.
I think it affected me positively just because of who I am today. I mean, when I fell down in a grocery store with my mom and she didn't pick me up and everyone's saying, hey, you're an evil person because you're the mother, you're supposed to pick the child up. She made me get up on my own.
Right.
I think it taught me a lot. And so, everyone who made fun of me or said I have crutches or said I was different, because I have a positive attitude, well, it's going to allow me to conquer the world.
Now, how are these crutches different than the usual crutches we see?
They have a shock absorber inside.
A shock absorber. Oh, here we go. Okay.
There you go. Oh, there you go.
All right.
Those are our prototypes. That's a lot of hard work and money and time.
So they have a shock absorber inside.
That's right.
And how does that help?
So every time I take a step, instead of my bones taking the energy, the shock absorber is accepting the energy.
And you were showing me the bottom ball on it actually pivots for safety, right?
Right. This red stuff here is foam, and so every time the crutch is at an angle, the tip will pivot.
All right. Let me see it right here so we can show folks at home what you're talking about. So the shock absorber is built in side here, and this pivots because normal crutches
it'll slip out.
It'll slip easily, so this pivots and the foam part under here. These are some great ideas, and it's taken you and taken this long for them to hit the market, but a lot of people are really
We're off to the races.
You really are. You really are.
I want to mention something on a personal note, that the last time apparently when you were on AM Northwest, it was like Match.com, I understand.
It was it was weird. Some psycho lady called me up and said, you were on the show and I'd like to meet you, and she was the executive director of the teen division of the YMCA, and she invited me on the board, and then she started having all these barbecues, and her sister kept coming to the barbecues.
Her sister just kept coming to the barbecues.
Kept coming to the barbecues.
And now what's going on with the sister?
A year later, I proposed to her.
Hey,
and what'd she say?
She said she was a little taken. She was surprised because I did it at Christmas dinner in front of the entire family. But eventually she said yes. Thank you.
We want to mention that if folks want to find out more about Keen Mobility, we have information there. The phone number is 503-285-9090, or go to our website as usual, KAT.com.
Vail, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks.
Love your attitude.